Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining in. Today I have two DIY projects that I think could make great Mother's Day gifts. One is a jewelry tray and the other one is a perfume tray. But I think you could also use it as a makeup tray as well. So come on in and I'm going to show you how I made these trays with using all of the items from the Dollar Tree. First project is the perfume tray, and I'm using these 8x10 picture frames, these false pearls, as well as the adhesive pearls on the strip. And then I found this picture of perfume in there, and then I'm going to spray these frames with this metallic gold paint. So the first thing I'm doing here is prepping the frame, and I am removing the metal pieces that hold the glass in. After I spray painted the frames, I added this adhesive pearl wrap and I cut it into strips and added them on the inside of the frame. And this is to have decoration for the inside of the frame because you will be able to see on the inside because the frame is going to be clear. Now once I've finished adding the adhesive pearls, I'm going to prepare my glass by cleaning it with Windex so I can start gluing it down to the frame. And I'm going to use this E6000 glue to do that. I'm also going to use my hot glue gun in spots to help hold the glass in right now because the E6000 is going to take a couple of hours before it will start to bond. So here you can see here where the E6000 glue is. So I had to get something with a little weight on it to set on the glass, something not too heavy, but heavy enough to push the glass down so the glue can bond to the frame. And I let that sit overnight. So now you can see that has dried. However, I did not like the way I could see the glue on the glass. So I got some more of the adhesive pearls. And then I'm going to cover the glue and strip it on top of the glass. So now I'm going to have a roll or a strip of pearls on the glass as well as on the frame. And now I'm just going to check and line both frames on top of each other just to check and see and make sure that the strips are properly done in there. Now the larger bag of false pearls have 40 of them in there, and I'm going to add them after I've cleaned the glass to the bottom of the frame. And this is the bottom frame that I'm using, and these are going to be the feet. Next, I just add all of the rest of the pearls in there. I have the medium, the large, and the smaller ones. And I could have used more, but I just used those 3 bags. Then I'm going to use the E6000 to glue both frames together and hot glue it to let it stick and bond instantly. Once that have dried, I'm going to add a strip of the adhesive pearls on the seam to both of the frames. I did not like the way you could see the seam, so I'm just going to add the pearls for decoration there. Now this is the picture of the perfume bottle that I found. So I lined it with some painter's tape and a piece of cardboard, and then I just painted around it because I couldn't take it out of the frame. And then I'm going to use 3 popsicle sticks, 1 of the wider ones and 2 of the smaller ones, to help hold it to the frame. So this is how I'm going to do that and use the E6000. So this is the final look on the perfume tray, and this is what the pearl bead strips look like, and I thought it served the purpose really well for covering the gap between both of the frames, and I'm really liking the way it came out, and I think it came out really good. I could have maybe put more of the beads on the inside, but I'm still okay with the open look of it. So next I'm just going to arrange the bottles and see what they look like, my perfume bottles, and see what they look like on here. And I found out that I'm not going to be able to put so many on at one time because the glass is kind of thin. So I decided to kind of switch out and put some of my decorative bottles on at one time, and then I will put some that have more perfume in the bottles. But either way, I would suggest, if you want to put more on there, to get frames from like Michael's, Hobby Lobby, that have more thicker glass in them that will hold heavier bottles. And then also, if you don't want to use the picture frame like I did, you could also use something else. It doesn't have to be a picture frame, and you will see later that I use a wooden piece that says Mom. You could decorate with that or something else, a picture frame, and put some pictures in it. The possibility is endless with this, and it can be a vanity tray for makeup as well. Now for the jewelry tray, I'm using these 2 trays, and they were black on the bottom. So I did 1 coat of the spray paint around the full bottom, and then I went with a second coat only around the edge with this metallic silver paint. And then I'm going to be using these candle holders, 2 of those. And then I have these acrylic trays that I did get from Walmart. These were the only items I got from Walmart for $1.97. And these are adhesive hooks, and then the bling ribbon, and 4 of these mirrors, all from the Dollar Tree. And then of course I have the Mod Podge, and I'll show you what I did with that, with the fine glitter here and the E6000. These gems came out of a pack of acrylic gems from the Dollar Tree as well. The first thing I'm going to do is add Mod Podge and glitter to the center of each tray. And this is what I'm doing here. I'm just using a mirror to kind of measure to make sure that I'm covering enough under where I will be placing the mirrors. So the next thing I'm going to do is go with the Mod Podge and the glitter under the side of each tray. But you'll see I'm doing one end at a time, because I have to hold the other end while I'm doing it. So once one end is dried, I'll go in and do the other end. And I'm doing this with both of the trays. So I'm not actually putting Mod Podge or glitter on the actual bottom. This is just around the sides, under the side. So after each end have dried with that coat, I'm going to seal the glitter by adding 1 part of the Mod Podge to 2 parts of water. So you're going to have to put a thin coat of Mod Podge over the glitter to seal it. And then once that is dried, you can go to the other end of the tray. And of course, I've already sealed the top of the tray, the center as well. And once it dries, you'll see that the glitter is not coming off, or it's not dropping off of them. And this is how you can handle the tray without the glitter coming off. With these acrylic gems, I did a little experiment with them by spray painting some of the metallic silver paint on them, and then I'm placing them in the candle holder, and I'm going to glue them down to the mirrors. So I'm going to use the E6000 to do that, and then when I'm using this E6000 glue, they're going to have to sit for at least 8 to 12 hours. Usually I let it sit overnight, so 8 hours is fine, but 12 hours is best. So you're going to see I'm gluing them with the E6000, and then I'm going to glue them to the mirror. Now the next step is I let it stay 12 hours. They stayed overnight. And I noticed that with the E6000, it goes on a little thicker. So it left a little roll of glue there. So I'm now going to hot glue 1 strip of the Bling ribbon that I cut off of the roll. And I'm going to kind of camouflage the glue that's showing around the bottom of the glass. So basically I want to hide some of the glue from the E6000 because it goes on really thick. And what could be better if you could use the clear Gorilla Glue. It goes on a little thinner and it does set as well as the E6000. I was just using what I have. And then as you can see here, I started to glue on the mirrors to the tray as well, and I'm going to let this sit at least 8 to 12 hours. Now I'm going to take the Bling ribbon and I'm going to use about 3 of the rolls. I'm going to cut off of here and measure it to the length of the inside of the tray, because it's a little gap under there. And if this is going to be a jewelry tray, I'm using this to block an opening for any type of small earring or back of an earring that could get caught up under there. So I'm using this to block that gap right there. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to measure 1 roll of the ribbon to go around the rest of the mirror to just make it look uniformed. And I'm going to hot glue all of this on there. So next, I'm pretty much going to do the same thing around the top edge of each tray, but I'm only going to do 2 rows. I don't like the full length, how wide it is, so I'm only going to do 2 rows around the edge of the tray. And now that I've finished those steps, this is what it looks like with all of the Bling ribbon on each tray, and I think it came out pretty good. I really like the way it looks. And the next step is going to be to add them both together. I will have to glue them together. And once I got that glued on and lined up correctly, I added a couple of cans on top to add pressure to make sure it's going to glue down well. And I let this sit overnight. And then the adhesive hooks, I added the glue on as well. And this is where the jewelry or your necklaces is going to hang from. So that's what I'm doing right here. And this is all going to sit overnight. So this is the final look of how it all came out after it dried, and I'm really liking the way it turned out. But I did not glue down the acrylic trays because I wanted to make them accessible so they can be pulled in and out. Now I wanted to show you, this is something that you could probably do with these trays. I found these in the Dollar Tree. This block that says mom, if you're making this for your mom, and this is a picture frame, a heart-shaped acrylic picture frame, and then this sign that says mom. You could use either one of those to kind of dress it up as well. And I really like the heart frame here with this. And you can put your picture with your mom in there if you're giving it to your mom. Just different things that you can use to help decorate this tray. Now with this particular sign, if I was to use this one, I would probably paint the little wooden beads there and put a little bling silver right there, and then go inside and put a little of silver paint across the top so the brown wouldn't show, and it'll probably tie it in with a little bling on there if I was to use this on this tray. Well guys, that's it. I hope you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel so you can get notifications on my next videos. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.